heard the history-making announcement earlier this week. She's a registered nurse, has a master's degree from the University of Cincinnati, and now she's the first female fire chief right here in the Glass City. Of course, we're talking about Toledo Fire and Rescue's new chief, Allison Armstrong. Allison, good morning and congratulations.
Good morning. Thank you.
So I want to ask you, first of all, why public service? Why have you chosen this career?
Well, my dad was a Toledo police officer for 25 years. My mom worked in an emergency room, so it just seemed natural that I was going to follow one of those paths and help people, and I kind of got both of them.
You had two parents really playing a strong role in your life, showing you the path that you would ultimately take. You know, there's a lot of talk, of course, right? First female fire chief, and we've heard what that means to you just a little bit, but I want to ask you a little bit about the work-life balance, and do you consider yourself a fire chief and a woman? How does that kind of balance work, right? Because you hear a lot of talk about you being a woman within this industry. What does that mean to you in terms of the legacy you want to leave behind and how you're paving the way forward?
First and foremost, I see myself as a firefighter first, and then, woman second. As far as legacy, I think it's great. I am honored to be selected for this position. I am excited that I can be the first female fire chief in Toledo, and that I can be a role model for young women and girls that want to have careers like this, either in public safety or in a male-dominated field. Because I'm excited to show them that you can do it, and you can get into those careers, you can advance in those careers, and the sky's the limit.
Now, Allison, I respect how you said that, right? You said, I want to be known as a firefighter first. I am a woman, this is who I am, but I'm a firefighter. This is what I do. I take pride in my job. And as you are a role model, you want to be a role model to other women in our community. What's your message to trying to attract people of all different backgrounds to the fire department? You spoke about how it's a male-dominated industry. What are some of the unique challenges you think people who don't fit the normal standard of a firefighter, or perhaps what we see, what are some of those specific challenges?
I think the biggest thing to overcome is to educate people on what the job actually is, because I think people just don't know. They hear firefighter and they think all we do is run into burning buildings and put out fires, but that's not the reality. Mm-hmm. Here, 80 to 90% of what we do is actually EMS. Mm-hmm. And along with that, there's a lot of other job duties with technical rescue and other things that we do as firefighters that people just don't really know about. And
you were a battalion chief. You've overseen EMS operations for the entire department. You have had a very close-up and personal look at how that works. So often, right back in the day, you could just be a firefighter. Now it's crucial that our first responders have that EMS training. How do you look to grow EMS and the future of the department as the new fire chief?
There's a number of things I'm looking at doing. First and foremost is we need to somehow look at and reduce our run volume. And because the majority of runs are EMS, that's where we're going to have to dig into it and look at how we can reduce those volumes. And then with that, we have a community paramedicine program to try and get people connected with resources. And it's just become where the fire service has taken on all these other responsibilities that weren't necessarily ours, but we're in the best position to do them. So we're going to branch out and do these things.
Does it mean a lot to your family that now you're going to serve our city in this way?
It does. My mother is extremely proud. My husband, my son. I don't think my son quite understands the magnitude of this yet. I think he will on the 4th when I have my promotional ceremony and he gets to see all the people there and the press and see what it's truly about.
Family of service, I love it. And it's wonderful he's going to be able to see what you're doing. So I want to ask you too, you got a shout out earlier this week from Katie Holmes. Tell me, how did you see this? Where were you? What were you doing when this first popped up?
Well, I'm not on Instagram, so somebody sent it to me and I went to look it up, and it was unbelievable because I think it already had 7,000 likes at that point. But Katie and I went to Christ the King together back probably in the early 90s and played basketball. We hung out together. Her father was a coach there. So that's how I know Katie.
And when you got that shout out, it was a little bit of, you know, I think a lot of people go, oh, Katie Holmes, but you're like, you know, this is just my friend from when we were kids. We went to school together. It's a little bit more, it puts the playing field in a more humbling fashion when you look at it like that. So
Right.
Allison, one last question. You're looking forward to this ceremony. You've spoken about the difference you want to make. You know, as you're looking forward, you're feeling this sense of responsibility. Very quickly, can you tell us a little bit about just how you're feeling in terms of looking forward to this opportunity? You got the promotion, and in those moments, you were speaking about how you felt that gratitude. You're looking at forging a path forward.
Yeah, I'm honored, I'm humbled and grateful. I'm excited to get to work and get started.
Allison, thank you so much for your time. We wish you a bit of luck, right? You have an important job for our city, and we look forward to your promotional ceremony.
Thank you.
Have a great rest of your day.